The sun beat down on the naval dockyard as the old man shuffled toward the towering destroyer. His steps were slow, but there was something unshakable in them. Something carved from decades of storms, battles, and brothers lost at sea. Yet, before he could even reach the ramp, a young Navy officer raised her hand sharply, blocking his way. "I'm sorry, sir, you can't board this vessel." People nearby barely looked up. It was a routine security stop, until the Admiral himself approached. His eyes caught the faded patch sewn onto the old man's jacket, and he froze mid-step. His face drained of color. His breath hitched. He whispered, almost trembling, "It can't be not him." And just like that, the entire dockyard fell silent. The morning had started like any other for Ensign Lara Whitford. Young, disciplined, and determined to prove herself, she stood watch at the foot of the ramp leading aboard the USS Halcyon. This wasn't just duty for her. It was pride, legacy, the weight of generations who'd worn the uniform before her. So when she saw the old man approaching, stoic face, weathered hands, jacket worn from age, she didn't judge him. She simply followed protocol. "Sir, I need to see identification," she said firmly. The man paused. His pale blue eyes, tired yet stern, met hers with a kind of calm she didn't understand. "I'm not here to cause any trouble," he replied softly. "I just need to board the ship. I can't let you proceed without clearance." There was no anger in his face, only disappointment. Something in that expression punctured Lara's composure, but she held firm. Rules were rules. Behind them, sailors walked past, occasionally glancing at the strange standoff. The destroyer towered above them, its massive steel frame humming with life, but at that moment everything felt oddly still. The man took a slow breath and lifted his jacket slightly, revealing a circular patch on the inside lining, faded, frayed, and barely recognizable. To Lara, it meant nothing, just an old emblem. But the old man held it with such reverence that she couldn't help but ask, What is that?" The man didn't answer. Not because he was rude, but because he didn't need to explain it. And then footsteps approached, heavy, authoritative, unmistakable. Admiral Jonathan Hale, known across the fleet for his iron will and even harder expectations. "What's going on here, Ensign?" he asked. Lara straightened immediately. "Sir, this man is trying to board without proper." But the Admiral wasn't listening to her. His eyes were locked on the patch. His breath caught, and his voice softened in a way no one had ever heard. "Where did you get that?" he asked the old man. The veteran met the Admiral's gaze for the first time, from men who didn't make it home. Those words hit like artillery. Lara's heartbeat quickened. She didn't understand. What was this patch? Why did it seem to shake the Admiral? And then, for the first time since she'd become an officer, she saw fear in a superior's eyes. Fear and respect. The Admiral motioned the veteran to follow him, but the old man didn't move. "Sir," he said quietly, "I didn't come here for honors. I came to say goodbye." Lara felt the weight of his words settle in her chest. The Admiral finally spoke, voice trembling with memories. "That patch, it belonged to Task Force Echo 7, a unit so classified that even I didn't learn its existence until years after I joined." He turned toward Lara, his expression shifting to something solemn. "Ensign, you should know the truth. Echo 7 saved this fleet more times than history books will ever admit." Lara felt her breath catch. The stories, whispers told at midnight during training, stories of a team that operated in shadows, rescuing crews, preventing disasters, stopping attacks before they even reached American waters. "But they were just legends," she said. "No," the Admiral whispered. "He is one of them." The dockyard seemed to shrink around the old man as sailors began to gather, still unsure of what they were witnessing. Some recognized the emblem, most didn't. But word spread fast. The Admiral stood upright, shoulders squared, voice powerful once again. "This man," he announced, "is the last surviving member of Echo 7, and this ship," he pointed to the Halcyon, "was the final vessel his team saved." Lara felt her throat tighten. She had stopped him. But the veteran just gave her a gentle smile. "You did your job, Ensign. Never apologize for that." Emotion stung behind her eyes. She had never been spoken to with such kindness. The Admiral placed a hand on the veteran's shoulder. "You deserve to step aboard one last time. Not as a visitor, but as family." Slowly, the old man shook his head. "No, Admiral. I came to see her from the outside. My war ended a long time ago." Silence. Sailors bowed their heads. Even the gulls circling above seemed to quiet. The Admiral's voice was barely a whisper. "Then at least allow us to honor you properly." The old man hesitated, then nodded. Lara stepped aside. Not because she was ordered to, because she wanted to. As he walked away with the Admiral, she stood straighter, as if seeing for the first time what her uniform meant. Legacy, sacrifice, memory. Before leaving, the veteran turned back to her. "You'll make a fine leader someday," he said warmly. Her chest tightened, and she managed a small smile. And for the first time in her young career, Lara Whitford felt the true weight of the Navy, not in medals or ranks, but in the stories carved into men who walked alone, carrying histories the world would never fully understand. In the end, the ship remained where she always was, towering, powerful, noble. But the people who served her walked away changed. Some from experience, some from stories, and some from the quiet strength of a man who carried a forgotten patch that froze an admiral in his tracks. A reminder that true heroes never need permission to be remembered.